Hey, somebody's here already. Her healthy home. It shows me having 2 lives. Oh, okay. Gosh. Let me look on my cell. How are you all this morning? Hello. Hi, Love Notes. Hi, Best Yet Journey. Hi, Erica Taylor. Let me look at the other one and see if I can put a stop to the madness here. See, the one I started on my cell. Are you about to abandon your stream? Yes, I'm abandoning the other stream. So hopefully it abandoned that other live stream so that people are not waiting on that other one. But what I did was I started to go live on my cell phone, but then I realized that I was going to need it to kind of look at some of these different nutrients that I needed to talk about. So, oh my gosh, somebody was commenting over there. I'm so sorry. I didn't even hit go live on the other one. I don't even understand why that happened. I did not hit go live over there. So good morning. Good morning, Catherine Jones Ewing. Glad you stopped in today. Hey, Pit Stop, how are you? So glad you all decided to come in, but I don't know what that was all about. I really don't know what that was all about. So I'm sorry. I apologize for that because it wasn't supposed to be live streaming. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started. So as you all know, I did the soil test through my soil. So I won this testing kit from Turf Therapy's giveaway. And he gave away several of these. Well, my soil, was sponsoring his giveaway, and they gave away several of these test kits. And so I was one of the winners, and I was super excited because it was something that I had been talking about, and I was actually attempting to purchase a test kit offline, but it never showed up. And so I realized after about 30 days, I was like, dang, I know, because as I'm ordering things, I kind of check things off because I'm ordering personal things. And then I'm also ordering for my business. So I kind of keep up with what I'm ordering and I'm checking things off the list as I go. And so I was like, I know I ordered a test kit. Like, where is it? And so I looked back, and sure enough, I had ordered this test kit and it was just nowhere to be found. So I was like, let me reach out. So I reached out, and then the owner was like, I'm so sorry, but I've had a lot of issues going on. And so I'm like, okay, so why didn't you shut down if you have all of these issues happening, in your life? I mean, I'm sorry, but like, you took my money and then you just are not sending me anything. So I'm a little confused. And so they asked me to give them a little more time. Okay. I gave them a little more time. I gave them probably a good 2 more weeks to at least say something, at least come back and say, hey, I am finally pulling it together, or I'm going to refund you or something. But they just said nothing. They just said absolutely nothing. And, I try my very best to be a reasonable person, but, I had enough by that point, because we were going on like the 2-month mark, and I just thought that was just kind of overboard. So And so, pieces. Hey, Money from 8A Norfolk, Virginia, USA. Welcome. Thank you for stopping in. And so, let me just get into it. I'm not going to be very long today. I say that and then be on here for 2 hours, but I'm not doing that today. All right, so I printed out my results because they were on my phone and like hard to see. So what you have to do is you have to go to their website. Let me go ahead and show this for anybody who is interested. Their website is mysoiltesting.com. And so you have to go on to mysoiltesting.com and register for an account on there. So if you register for an account, then they're going to send your results back via that account. So you can log back in and then you can look at your results from there. All right. And so what I did was, no, let me not do that. And let me get into these results. I'm going to get into the results because I'm going to be talking forever if I go where I was about to go just then. Okay. So the pH of my soil was reading low. Okay. And so, as you know, you need to have a balanced soil pH for just the overall health of your plants, you know, the overall growth of your plants. And so the optimal range that is listed for from my soil is 6 to 7.2 for the pH. And mine was registering at 5.84. So we have to do a little work to get over that 6 mark. And so let's see. So that was rated low. The nitrogen, the total nitrogen was a big issue. And we know that this just can't happen. You're not having those big 3 in your soil. And so the nitrogen, the optimal range listed for nitrogen is 32 to 60. Anybody want to take a guess at what mine was? Anybody? Blueberries, that's good for blueberries and tomatoes. So I'm gonna give somebody a chance to guess. Okay, 9, 10. Anybody else? Optimal range being 32 to 60. Anybody else want to guess? 9 and 10 is not correct. I'm gonna say that. 22. I'm going to get back to your question about the blueberries and the tomatoes. Pit stop. 22. It was not 22. Not 60, Erica. All right. So my soil tested at 2.21. Now, y'all know the optimal range being 32 to 60. That was just a hot mess. That was a hot mess to be registering at 2.21. So we got a lot of work to do to make certain, yes, that hello, how you doing? That's what it was registering at. And so that was one of the reasons why, and I figured that we were having nitrogen issues, and I've been doing different organic things to try and help, but yeah, I knew I needed this test because my plants were just not filling out the way they should. And, you know, we have a lot. I know people are like, what are you talking about? Your plants are huge. And yeah, some of the other plants are huge, but the vegetables that I've been growing have not been completely filling out like they're supposed to. So yeah, we have this humongous palm tree that's back there. This blaring in the background is just, you know, beautiful and huge. And we have all of the elephant ears, and we just have so much stuff back here that is doing fantastic. But that's also stuff that, you know, have deeper root systems than this, you know, little stuff that we have here. The vegetables, you know, most vegetables don't have a very deep root system. So we got some work to do. So next, so the nitrate, NO3 is what it says. It didn't give an optimal range, and it didn't give a rating for us. Same for ammonium. It didn't give an optimal range or a rating on this test, but it said that our results for the nitrate, the NO3-N, was 0.51, and then for ammonium, it was 1.7. So I don't know what that means. And I'm just going to move on past that. That's something that I'll just do some research into a little bit later. All right. And so the next was phosphorus. And so with phosphorus, you know, it's the cell division. And phosphorus is needed to help your plants to really get started. Okay. To put it in layman's term, help your plants to really get started. So your seedlings depend highly on this. And for the tip of your plant, you know, the tip of your plant where it's going to determine whether you're going to get new growth or whether your plant is going in a downward spiral. So phosphorus is really important for that portion of your plant. And it was registered high. So we are doing good in the phosphorus range now. And that makes sense because we can start seed, you know, we can start all of these different vegetables and things, but like I said in the beginning, they don't grow to their full potential. And that's where our major problem was. Excuse me, I'm just itching, like my face is itching. I've been outside this morning, but sorry to keep scratching in the camera like that. But so our phosphorus was high. The range, the optimal range was between 8 and 20, and ours was 23.82. So we were glad to see that. And, you know, we kind of knew that that was probably going to be good because we can start seedlings and things in our ground with no problem. It's just getting them to fill all the way out. All right. And so next on the list was potassium. All right. So the potassium optimal range is between 38 and 80. 38 and 80. And ours was 10.94. So there we have another problem with potassium, which is also beneficial for cell development, and then the roots and the growth of fruit bearing. All right. And so that was pretty low. And the next one was sulfur. It was also very low. So the optimal range for sulfur is 7 to 22. And then ours measured at 1.38. Okay. So we just had a lot of issues going on. And then going on down the list. So, we know some of the things that we need. And the thing that I liked about this test kit as well is that they told you what you need in order to correct your issue. So we didn't have to do like any guesswork on it. We just know that we're going to have to do get a certain type of soil, and it gave also organic soil, you know, what numbers you need, as well as the synthetic, you know, what numbers you need. Hey, baby. And so calcium was next. All right, so we have been, I was glad to see that the calcium was in the optimal range, because we have been doing drying our eggshells, and sometimes we don't even dry them. I know that's probably not the best way to do it, so don't do that. But we have been throwing eggshells in our compost area, and then most of the time we just throw them directly into our garden area, because the eggshells give a lot of calcium to your plants. And so we always, if we have eggs, we always throw them over into our garden areas, the wall outside. I'm pointing like y'all can see it. I'm sitting in front of my doors, and so my wall is right there outside. And then hey, hello, hi, flavors and textures, how are you today? And so we'll just throw the eggshells out, but I'm going to make sure that I start taking time and drying the eggshells, and then grinding them to, you know, sprinkle them so that they'll get into more, we'll get more coverage, in other words, rather than just throw them and then, you know, wait on it to break down or us to step on it or any of that type of stuff. So I'm going to be definitely more deliberate about that. So the calcium, the optimal range was 80 to 320. And ours was 188.77. So that was okay in the optimal range. The next was magnesium. And the magnesium was also in the optimal range. And so the numbers, magnesium. So the optimal range was 27 to 70. And ours came out to 37.07. All right. And so I was glad to see that it was like, yeah, most of the stuff was low, but I was definitely glad to see that we have some magnesium. And so magnesium allows the plants to take in the nutrients like the nitrogen and the phosphorus. So all of these things really truly work together when you start to see them. I never really looked at like the scientific way that this stuff works, but now that I got these test results, then, you know, it's kind of making me look at what individual thing, you know, what part it plays in the building blocks of making your plants grow to their fullest potential. All right. And so the magnesium, it also says that it helps in the creation of chlorophyll, which is vital for photosynthesis. In addition, magnesium greatly improves a plant's ability to produce flowers and fruit. So that's pretty important. And several of these things actually produces chlorophyll, which, you know, is essential. Some of it essential for producing amino acids, which are the building blocks of proteins. A lot of people don't think that, for some reason, I don't know why people don't think that plants have proteins, but plants were like the original protein. You know, so it's very, very important to make sure that you have all of this great stuff. You have all of this greatness. Let me, it went past me a little bit, so let me take a look and see if anybody was saying anything. Oh, and let me add a couple of moderators too, because so y'all can see them if they decide that they wanted to give any of their wonderful knowledge. So Her Healthy Home, I made you a moderator. Best Yet, I made you a moderator. And all right, let me go on. Pitts, let me make you a moderator. All right. So okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so the next one is sodium. And sodium, the optimal range for sodium was 0.5 to 30. 0.5 to 30. And it's showing that we are in the optimal range. There you go, love notes. I was looking for you. Okay, I made you a moderator. All right, so the sodium for our soil was 7.69. Okay. And so that was in the optimal range. Glad for it. I was glad for it. So let's see. The sodium in the soil, we got to look at some ways. Oh, yeah. See, things like kale, like spinach, cabbage, tomatoes, broccoli, bell peppers, they need that sodium. They need that sodium. And that's why, you know, we're having some of these problems, because my kale, I don't know if I even talked about it. So my kale, which is out in my original raised bed out here, the stalk on my kale, on one of the kales, was literally like 2 feet long, but my kale pieces were like, you know, 3 inches long. I just thought that was weird. It was so weird. And so I was like, okay, something is seriously wrong here in this soil, because it's clearly growing, but, you know, just not having the leaves to fill out. And I love kale. Kale, you know, I have thyroid issues. So kale is really important to me. And I wanted to grow it for that reason, to make sure that I'm getting the best without all of the chemical stuff, because that just further throws, you know, my readings off when I have my checks. If I'm taking in all of that chemical filled stuff. So I need that. I need that really bad. All right. So that was optimal. And then next on the list was iron. And so the iron optimal level was 3 to 10. Gosh, ours was 0.55. So it was really low. And the iron is involved also with producing chlorophyll in your plants, which, you know, gives oxygen to the plant and also gives that healthy green color to your plants. So we need that iron, and I definitely need natural iron in my diet. So I'm going to be working on that. I'm going to kind of follow my husband's lead on this, because he is like the man that has been like, he loves gardening. He absolutely loves it. And he really didn't even get into like the vegetable gardening side of it until, I started to be a lot more active and just showing him some of the stuff that we could actually grow. Now, our last home, okay, so the first home, no, we didn't grow. We only grew a bunch of plants, trees, flowers, that type of thing. So we did not grow any vegetables at our first home. Our second home, I had a vegetable garden out of this world. It was incredible. It was amazing. So the house was built on like a old pecan orchard. Hey, OCD's chick, how are you today? So yeah, it was built on an old pecan orchard. And so I never, ever, ever, I guess with all of the nutrients that they had provided to the pecan trees, I never had to buy fertilizer, period. When I put a seed in the ground at that house, I just had as much as I wanted of whatever I planted. So my kitchen floor was so covered. It like we just couldn't walk through. It was so covered. So we would have to like take an alternate route. We had so much squash and zucchini and cucumbers and oh my gosh, everything. When I tell you everything grew, everything grew. And the basil, my basil area in at that particular location was incredible. I had so much basil. My basil would literally grow to 4 feet high in that area. So it was incredible. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. So now that we're in this house, yeah, it's been questionable. It's been questionable. And, I don't know like if I don't know if this is my forever home, I love it. Like it's an older house. It has, nice charm and yeah, I love it, but I think I could have like a lot more space and well, not in the house because the house is big, but on the outside, I think that I could go for a lot more space. And so we have been actually considering moving to our other property and, maybe just building over there. I don't know what we're going to do, but I feel like that in that area, we probably have a lot of fertile soil as well because it's been like covered with trees forever for as long as, So I don't know. It's something that we're considering. Let's see. I see the chat moving. So flavors and textures. Hey, if I didn't say hey. Love Note said it's amazing how different each area things grow different. That is right. That is absolutely right. This house is good bones. Yep. This house has good bones and, I enjoy it. And the neighborhood is very, very peaceful and all that. But I can go for more space. I kind of like, I'm a country girl, so I like space, I don't want to be just right next to somebody. And to me, if we just had to be talking about me and the way my mind works, like 20 to 40 acres would be like my optimal. And I wouldn't want to like work the entire 20 to 40 acres, but I would definitely like to have a place where like my family can come. If somebody else wanted to come and build a house there, that's kind of what I'm looking for. So I'm just looking for just that extra space. And I don't know. I don't know if like I'll ever if we'll ever even go that route, because things are really changing, and probably now is a good time, if any, probably now is a good time to get more land and kind of get out of the city. We're not necessarily in the heart of the city, but we're very conveniently located. So um, that's the frustrating part about living in Vegas. Pit Stop says, yeah, like it's beautiful. It's beautiful. But I like I said, I'm from the country, and we're accustomed to just having just more space. And in my hometown, where I grew up, land is so cheap. Like you can get 10 acres like easily. I think we were looking just recently, and you can easily get 10 acres for less than 20 grand. Like mind blown. Just mind blown. But you won't catch me moving back. I'm just put it like that. Love Note says that would be a lot of maintenance for 40 acres. Yes, it would be a lot of maintenance. So that's why I would like to have it where, different family members can come and just live on the property, and just make it like a whole family area for the people that I love and trust. We can, support each other, take care of each other, protect each other, grow together, and gardening, make sure that, we take care of our own food. So that's kind of my mindset. That would be a dream. I want the same, both sets of in-laws to live on acres of shared property. Yeah, that's like my ultimate. And if I don't know where, excuse me, I just dropped my phone, guys. Okay, I don't know where my kids will end up, but I definitely want to have a place that they can come to. And because let's face it, life gets hard sometimes. And if we have a community property for ourselves and for our family, we can do so much more. We can go so much further with, having the shared responsibility of a 40-acre tract. So, it's definitely something that I still have in my mind, but I'm so tired of the rat race, y'all, till I don't know if I'm even willing at this point. We have 2 properties so far, so I don't know. We just may make the best out of it, but I don't know. I'm gonna pray on it. We'll find out. We'll see what the Lord wants for us. All right, let's see. Yeah, Pitts. Yeah, more land. All right. OCD's chick says, I would love to move into a bigger home, but my husband won't let us. He enjoys a smaller house with lower energy bills. Girl, I know why your husband is like, no. I know why. Because, yeah. Now, we have all been home for the entire year. And we are using less energy being home than we used a year ago, but our bill is a good $75 higher, even though we're using less energy. Catch that? Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? So how is it possible that you're using less energy, but your bill is that much higher? Yeah. That's what's happening in the world right now. So I understand why your husband is like that. OCD is shit. I'm in the country. Miss Love Note says, I'm in the country and bless my mom's is on the same land. Wonderful. It's not a big piece of land, but I love it. Wonderful. That's what I'm talking about. You know, having the older I get, the more I want my family around, just close by, because my mom is getting older. My husband's mom is getting older. And so, you know, it just means so much to have them just kind of at arm's length. It means so much more than it did when we were younger and, you know, in the hustle and bustle of life and just, you know, making time for only what we wanted to make time for. And now we realize the value of, you know, just how valuable family is. And we just want, we don't want nobody in our house necessarily, but if we had 40 acres, like we can put some space in between us still, but we can still get to each other if we needed to get to each other just in a hurry. And again, you know, we're there to protect each other. We can all help to garden in a certain space, and we can really be getting like the great natural foods and stuff that we need instead of being dependent on all the processed stuff, because we have so much trouble in our bodies when we have all of that processed stuff. Hello, Family Homestead said the same for me. I love my nephews and want them on the same land in the future. Yeah, we have like, I have 3 nephews, and gosh, how many nieces are there? 10 nieces, and then a great nephew. So, you know, it would be fantastic to have them at least close by in arm's reach so that we can all just kind of take care of each other and enjoy the family time that we haven't for so long. I'll be right back to the chat. Let me get back to this paper. So we talked about iron. Yeah, the iron was low. Manganese. So the manganese is in the optimal level. Let me look at manganese right quick. So we said magnesium already, but manganese is, all right. So for manganese, it says, well, field crops with a high manganese requirement include soybeans, wheat, barley, and oats. Corn has a medium manganese requirement. Manganese is highly immobile in the plant, so manganese deficiency symptoms are first seen in the young leaves. So the production of the plant. And so if anybody is growing, you know, wheat and barley or soybeans or oats and corn, then, you know, that's something that is important to the plant as well. So we were in the optimal range at 9.18, and then the optimal range that they listed was between 4 and 10. So that was really good. Let's see, zinc. The optimal range is showing 0.1 to 0.25. And 0.13 was our reading for our soil. And so zinc and plant growth, the function of zinc is to help the plant produce chlorophyll. Again, something else that's producing chlorophyll. Leaves discolor when the soil is deficient in zinc, and plant growth is stunted. When plants show symptoms this severe, it's best to pull them up and treat the soil before replanting. So that's exactly what we are doing. Is we're definitely I'm going to do another bed out here. My husband doesn't know it, but he'll find out when it happens. Oh, I hope he is not in his life. He'll see it anyway. But anyway, I'm gonna do another bed out there, and I'm definitely going to go in like really hard. I'm gonna have a whole blend of things to make sure that when I dig up that area, that I am placing things into the soil. I'm going to make sure I go down this list and everything that we need is in that soil, because right now we have only been using banana water. We've been using the eggshells, the banana peels. We have been using bone meal, blood meal, and I use some alfalfa meal. So, we've been keeping it pretty organic, and I still want to keep it really organic, but just knowing all of the different things, I'm just going to find a way to organically add all of this stuff on this list and make sure that I focus on everything that was in the low range. All right. And so next was copper. And the copper optimal range was 0.06 to 0.3. And we were just fine at 0.11. All right. And so zinc for your vegetable garden, the function of zinc is to help the plant produce chlorophyll. Did we already do this? Did we say zinc? Did we? I guess I did. Copper. No, I was on copper. Yeah, I did say zinc. I was on copper. Let me get on track. Don't give me an F for this class, y'all. Give me an A for effort. All right, copper for the vegetable garden. Let's see. Organic and sustainable gardeners know that using copper in gardening repels slugs and snails without introducing harmful chemicals to the landscape. There are easy copper barriers to purchase, or you can try a topical application of Bordeaux mixture to halt those munching pests in their tracks. Another thing that I want to add to my soil, the copper was fine. So I want to add some cedar chips, maybe some ground cedar wood, because I know it helps to repel pests as well. So that was a big deal for us to make sure that when we are growing in the fall season, that we are repelling as many, of these little boogers as possible, because in the summertime, it is hard here. It is really, really hard here to keep your collards, your mustards, your turnips, all of this stuff, to keep this stuff from getting just annihilated by the worms and things. This is the hardest property that we've dealt with. So that was copper and boron. So our boron level was low. The optimal range was 0.2 to 0.6. And ours was 0.13. So it was below that 0.2 level. And so boron is a micronutrient necessary for plant growth. Without adequate boron in the soil, plants may appear healthy but will not flower or fruit. Water, organic matter, and soil texture are all factors that affect boron in the soil. The balance of too little or too much between plants and boron is a delicate one. Okay, so we have to keep that in mind to make sure that we don't want to just like overkill it with certain stuff, but we also want to make sure that we have adequate amounts of the things that we need. So at a later time, we'll get another soil test So I'll probably say that we're definitely going to work a lot on the soil this year and next year. So probably at the third year, if we are still here at this property, then we'll probably do another soil test. So now let me get back to the chat and see what we're talking about. Ooh, I got to go back up a little bit. All right. OCD Chick says, plus we're preparing for retirement, so no need moving into a larger home at this stage in our lives just to pack it up and downsize. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. No need for that. I'm gonna tell you one thing that I would definitely do different. Like, I love the size of my home, but we have stairs, and that is like kid world up there, and I don't go up there. I go up there if I need to, and to make sure that there's not mold and fungus growing from people not handling their responsibility. But otherwise, I let them have their world. They are very self-sufficient in their teenage years, so they have that part of the house. But in a couple of years we'll be empty nesters, and so I mean, what will we need with all this house? It's a lot. It's not a lot when you have children living with you, but when it's just two of you, it's a lot, and it's a lot to maintain. So yeah, I understand that all too well. OCD is chick. Dig, plant, grow. Hey, Kimberlee, how are you today? Thank you for stopping in. Let's see. I love the whole family idea. Yeah, the family idea is pretty awesome. Hey, you want to come and say hi? No. You don't? Okay, well, leave me alone then. Goodbye. my one of my daughters is saying that she's not going anywhere. She's staying home. She thinks that she's gonna stay here, but it's not happening. And so let's see. My husband loves this small home and the large lot. And best yet, that's exactly what I'm talking about. I can do a smaller home. Like, me and him, we could live just on this bottom level. Heck, we can probably live on a quarter of this bottom level of this home. But I need some space outside of these walls, because that's where we spend a lot of our time. And we love to entertain before the madness happen. And being outside it's just something just so calming and peaceful about it. Our spare time, our relaxed time, that's where it's at. It's outside, it's in our yard, or it's riding in the country. Like, that's how we do it. It's a lot of work, but I'm sure it will get easier. Yeah, I mean, just kind of depending on what you grow in your yard will determine really how easy it is. So a lot of the plants that we have in the yard, my husband wants, his tropical paradise in our yard. No matter where we live, he wants his tropical paradise. So he puts the effort into making sure that he has his tropical paradise in our backyard. And so that's what we do. We just put a lot of effort into the foundation of the plants, but the type of plants that we have, they mostly kind of take care of themselves. Love Note said, my niece is on a piece of land next door to us, and grandma's cousins are on this block. Each owns their own, and everyone stays to themselves. See, that's what I'm talking about. That is like, for me, that is like the optimal life, because like, I don't want you coming to my door every few minutes now. I don't want that. But I want to be able to put my hands on you if I need to, if I need to be over there, if you get sick or, any of that type of stuff, then I want to be able to have my mom, my mother-in-law, have them close by so that we can help them in their older age. Let's see. My energy bills are low, thank God. You are so blessed. Ours is not. You are so fortunate. It is not low at all. Let's see. Yeah, that cost per kilowatt, just, I'm like, how much did you all go up? It's like everything is just going higher and higher and higher, but our money ain't going higher. Like, what's happening? They increased our cost for gas and electric this year multiple times. It's outrageous. It's really outrageous. And the crazy part about it is that a lot of times they're not even doing any work. They ain't doing no infrastructure. They're not doing anything, well, nothing that we can see, at least. We having to lose power for little of nothing and all that type of stuff. I'm like, what y'all doing? What y'all doing with our money? All right, and let's see. Ooh, it jumped on me. Let's see. Like here, Catherine Jones, you said, like here in Maryland, maybe your rates uptick with the season change. Girl, listen. I'm not even about to get on Tallahassee. I'm not even about to get on Tallahassee because there's no reason why we jumped that much. There's just no reason. They ain't did nothing. Oh gosh. And I'm like, our usage is going down, but our bill is still that much more. It just doesn't make sense. I understood if they were showing that our usage was even, but our usage is going like, shoo, because we're all here in the house together, and I guess we're not just in and out all the time, and I just can't explain it other than they need to stop. Her Healthy Home says, don't forget to like. Yes, thank you. Please like. And anybody new, say hi. Say hi to us. We are a friendly bunch here. My friend moved down here from New York, and her mom, brother, and her live the land connected by sidewalks that they built. That is so smart. That is so smart to be able to live off of your own land. That is like the ultimate wealth right there. I'm in Maryland too. Good morning, Gardening with Joy. How are you today? Thanks for stopping in. Growing your own food keeps you healthy. Thank God I don't have any health issues. Adding fruit trees for a mini orchard. Yes, it definitely, I can tell like a huge difference in just like my system is like always imbalanced. But when I go to my doctor's appointments, it's like my blood work is showing excellent. Like everything is showing excellent, but she's saying, okay, I get the blood work and that is showing that you're doing fantastic. Like, you are like the epitome of health, no high blood pressure, no diabetes, no high cholesterol, no any of this stuff. So I can tell that, you walk, you're active, you move. But when your system is hormonally off, you still have the extra weight, you still have, the darkness on certain areas of your body, of your face, you still have, issues that are apparent, and, you do all this work. And that's the thing too. We do all of this work for this doggone body and it just tear down anyway. Anybody else over 40 in here? That body just tear down anyway once you get over 40. Everything hurts for nothing. Let's see. And yes, add those fruit trees. Oh, baby, can you bring me the little thingies? All right, and let's see. That list is good to know. Thank you, my love. Use the fish fertilizer. Yes, my husband just bought some. I don't know if he's uploaded the video or not, but he just bought some of the 511 fish fertilizer. So yeah, thank you for that. Greens to be big and beautiful like the other. Yeah, he definitely put. And you know, let me tell you what he did, y'all. I saw him out there when he was doing this video, but I didn't interrupt him. So he was outside putting like the fish fertilizer on certain plants. I was saying to myself, if you don't put that doggone fish fertilizer on all those plants, we don't have no time to be playing these games when we ain't getting the type of production we need. So I'm going to go back behind him. Okay. Anyway, I'm not going to say anything else. So yeah, we coming in with the fish fertilizer love notes. All right. So yeah, about the copper and the slugs. Yes. We don't have so many issues with slugs. Our problem was just that our soil is imbalanced, and we gotta work that thing out. Now the worms, that's a whole nother matter. But I saw something really, really cool on. I don't know if some of you know. Love Notes probably knows. She probably knows all the tricks of the trade, but I saw something, one of the gardening hacks videos, where they sat beer outside in an area where they were having issues with slugs. And the next day, like overnight, their container that they sat the beer in, was full of slugs. Like, what? Who knew? Who knew? I didn't know that. So that is definitely something that I'm gonna sit it out there just to do a test. And the cedar chips. Yes. I definitely want to do all of that type of stuff. I did spray copper in April, and I haven't seen very many pests when the nutrients were imbalanced. Could you tell us where you got the copper, or if there's like a certain brand that we should be looking for those of us who may be interested in that? Love Notes. Great information, says Gardening with Joy. Thank you. I did, wait, let me go back up a little bit. It jumped on me, guys. Okay, I did get a storage building and converted it into a tiny house on the land close to my house. Guess what's happening? Guess who's gonna do that? Gonna do it. It's going. We're definitely going to put one on the other property that we have. We already have one here, but we're definitely going to put one on there, and then go ahead and start planting over there, and make sure that we got it hooked up so that we can have a little tiny house. Looks beautiful with all the tropical plants. I bet it does. Solidarity says, hey, I have been nursing 2 distressed tomato plants in containers. Lots of growth, a few blossoms, but no fruit. Not ready to give in till November frost date though. Okay, so I had a really good year with the one tomato plant that I had. It was a cherry tomato plant. Had a really, really good year with that. And we got a lot of cherry tomatoes off of this one plant. And so I did a couple of things. I made certain to fertilize that tomato plant, because the tomato plants, they want to be fertilized. I also I beat it. Listen, y'all remember when Lead Farmer was talking about the older people would say, if a tree wasn't producing, then you beat it. I know a tomato plant is not a tree, but listen, I beat it. I beat it. And you know, I don't know if the second one did anything. Hey, Miss Craft, how are you? I don't know if the second one did anything. But we had one that got to, like, my husband was just trying to work with this doggone tomato plant. And I'm like, listen, I'm not about to be wasting my banana water on this doggone tomato plant that's not showing any blossom. The foliage didn't look right on it. Like, just something wasn't right. But that one plant that we had, it just kept giving and kept giving and kept giving. And I just pulled it up last week because they just started to, they were still coming on, but they were just very, very, very tiny. And so I went ahead and pulled it up so that I can do some soil rebuilding in that area. And then I just bought aroma that I put into that same area. So definitely make sure that you are providing your tomatoes with some, you know, grab them and shake them if you have to shake them. Oh, like I won't kill you, but I'll shake you. Okay, let me stop. So let's see. On our bills, we can look at the scale on the bill for every month and year. Yep, and we can do that. And that's how we know. That's how we know we are you know, using a lot less and then still being charged a lot more. Good morning, Latasha. How are you? Thanks for coming in. All right. And let's see. Co-op electricity gives us back money every year. Oh, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. But we're definitely focusing on getting a lot more solar power. Let's see. They do uptick the amount because of the seasons. Yeah, they uptick in this amount because of anything they can think of. I love the earrings. Okay, thank you. These say keep on fighting. So I have on, I don't know if y'all can tell on the video because this camera is just like, it's just not great, but it's what I need. Pink shirt. And then these say keep on fighting. So these were hand done designed by Shannon. You can see her on Instagram. I think I know she has a Facebook page as well, Designed by Shannon. See all of her hand painted earrings. And I'm telling you, she just really does a great job with these earrings. I love earrings. I have always loved earrings. So I get the majority of my earrings hand painted from her. Let's see. Maybe you need an energy audit. Yeah. Like I say, this house is older, but we using a lot less energy and bills still high. So so I don't think that's going to be very beneficial to us because yeah, we could have leaks, but I have heavy curtains and that type of stuff, and it's still like not helping. The entire body hurts over 40. Yes. Yes. I'm like, why? What is wrong with my ankles today? All I did was try to stand up. Her energy usage is lower. There shouldn't be a leak. Yeah, they getting us is all it is. Is all it is. They just getting us. Like a light switch goes off at 40. It really does. And my mom used to say that. And, we just thought it was funny because we were young and full of energy and all of that. But yeah, it's like a light switch really goes off and says, it's downhill from here. I tested the electricity. I turned everything off and just kept the fridge and deep freezer on. When I connected everything else up, the meter ran like crazy. I use surge protectors to cut them off. That's smart. 511 fish emulsion. Love it. Okay. Okay, Kimberlee. I got to come over and see your updates on what's going on your channel too. Way over 40. You way over 40, Catherine Jones Ewing. And happy about it. That's a beautiful blessing. That is such a blessing. Girl, listen. Okay. I just saw somebody said, okay. Love Note said, it's 6 now. Listen. Go and watch Eco Neighbor's video on this 511. He had me dying laughing. He had me dying laughing. It was an experiment. Yep. Yes, we are full of worms. We are full of earthworms. And yeah, the beer only got rid of the slugs. That's right. They only got rid of the slugs. The earthworms are fine. My husband actually built like earthworm towers to put out there because, you know, he saw that opportunity to add more earthworms. But every time I dig anywhere, there are like tons of earthworms out here. So I love it. I love that part of it. Let's see. Utility rates jump probably to recoup fees they waive during city and state shutdowns. They cannot yet do shutoffs, but people are struggling to catch up. And you know what? And I told my husband that I said, you know, for the people who have not been able to pay their bills, I was like, we paying for it. I mean, and it's a community thing. And, you know, I don't mind like helping the system or whatever, because we're going to have to do it regardless to whether we get any benefit or not. But I just don't see how it is that all this time that they've been taking advantage, that they have to do this to the people who, you know, did not lose their income. Just make us, they're forcing us to do all of this stuff. And say something, like say something. If you're going to be doing all these increases and stuff, say something, warn people so we know what's going on. Let's see. Yes, the beer is wonderful, attractive to slugs. I was shocked when I saw that. They like the smell and they will fall into the beer. They were laid out, honey. They had a party off in there. I reached 56 years in August. Yay. And my nip and heat joints definitely hurt for a reason. Okay. They definitely hurt for a reason. Yeah, because, yeah, I'm 44 and stuff hurts. Okay, on Amazon. So we can get the copper on Amazon. Chelated iron I use for my pineapples, tropical plants. Okay. Citrus and avocado Vigro or citrus tone has nutritional requirements. Okay. Thank you for another live. Hey, thank you. Thank you, Best Yet. Thank you. I am still a beginner at container gardening. Made my first batch of banana water, aka liquid lead. This one. Yeah, I am enjoying the banana water. I was being nosy in the light company. Man got a check for $1,500. How he did that? Breast cancer shirt and earrings are cute. Thank you. They said he raises chickens and uses those grow and heat lamps. Oof. Thank God my body doesn't hurt. I'm way over 40. Gotta run. All right, gang. Thanks for stopping in Her Healthy Home. Have a blessed day. Banana water helped produce the few tomato blossoms I saw last week. Yeah, keep it up. They are so delicious when they are grown in your own backyard. That was the first time I realized that tomatoes had a little bit of sweetness to them, was when I actually home grew my tomatoes years ago. All right. When he fell out on the ground, listen, I was screaming. He is a hot mess. uh, Earthworm, show your soil is great. Yeah, we have a lot of them, but we got these problems too. So we need to just make sure that everything is balanced out and just do the little extra work. Pitt said I'm 44 2 and everything hurts, girl. Yeah, it hurts. It hurts. I was walking yesterday. I actually started taking some of my ginger tincture because I was like, why my ankles hurting? I didn't understand like what was happening, why my ankles were hurting. And I'm just like, I have not been running. I have not been doing anything that is going to make my ankles hurt that way. But I was walking like an old lady and I'm just like, this is ridiculous. I love container growing. There's a lot of knowledge in this group. We're learning together. And that's what I love also about the little community that we have built, is that, we're all learning together. And I just love to have people's input. And there are so many people that have a lot of knowledge that are kind of behind the scenes. They don't have channels set up to where they're actually giving the information, but they do come in like Love Notes. They come in. She has a ton of knowledge in that head of hers. Y'all, listen, if Love Notes come on your channel and gives you some advice about something, take it. I'm sure she's been growing for a very, very long time with the amount of knowledge just that she gives me off even quick conversations. Let's see. Scared to attract raccoons and possums with that 5'11". That's why I made some banana water and said, guess what? Even before we got the banana water, Miss Imani Anita Newsom, even before we got the banana water, I meant the 5'11", sorry, even before we got the 5'11", we have a possum. And he comes through every night. We also have a raccoon, so we have both, and they will trigger our motion lights at nighttime. And so we were able to, I actually saw one the other night. I was kind of, having an insomnia moment, and I saw the possum. I saw the light flash on. The curtains were closed, so I could barely see it, but I just saw a little peek. And I was like, okay. And I peeked out, and then there he was trotting on back to the back part of our property. So yeah, he comes up here, and I'm not quite sure what he is after up here, but we do have a compost pile over behind this wall. So there's something over there that he is coming up here for. And then now that the 5'11" is out here, I'm sure, but we still try to just like live with nature. And I don't like to be spraying everything and killing off, messing up the ecosystem. I prefer to just work with nature. And that's why we try to grow a little bit more. And, because we know that some things are going to happen, some things are going to come around, some worms are going to happen, all of this stuff is going to happen, but we try to work with it. But I don't like all those chemicals around my house, so we just let them be. As long as they're not like doing any major destruction, then we won't relocate them. We'll just let them kind of have their thing. I have a tangerine that fell off of, 5 of them fell off the tree today, or at least overnight. So I just peeled that one to give it a try. Hey, Beauty in the Garden. It's okay. Anytime. Anytime stopping in is a blessing. Thank you for being in here. wait till you're 60 that I am. Okay. Listen, Miss Flavors and Textures. I'm just gonna let it be. I'm gonna slow down. I'm just gonna enjoy trying to make it through these 40s in this crazy world. So this is a little bit tangy. It's a little bit tangy. I'm gonna let the rest of them sit for a few days and see if they kind of sweeten up a little bit more. But and that's not true for everyone. If you take care of that body and eat your food, health is your wealth. Health is your wealth. Yes. Healthy food is your medicine. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. It'll hurt, but keep going. Absolutely. Lord no says she don't hurt. Thank you, Beauty in the Garden. My mama's 85 and I have helped her through 3 strokes. Wow. Wow. And take no medicine. Yeah, I mean, at this point, because I focus on eating out of the yard, and I eat as much healthy as I can, I don't take no medicine no more. I let my food be my medicine. If we go back to the word, we can avoid a lot of things. Let thy food be thy medicine. Yep. All right, guys. So I think I've been on here long enough, longer than I have intended to. So I'm going to get out of here. And if nobody has any further questions, if you want to try this soil testing kit, it can add a lot of insight to what needs to happen in your garden. So, all right, let's see. I made her beans in cast iron Dutch ovens, and even the nurse wanted to know what we did 6 months. She was healthy. See, the food literally is our medicine. And that's why I try everything that I possibly can to make sure that we are getting everything, we learning everything that we can about what is around us, because God has made all of medicine and food. Absolutely. Absolutely. I discovered another I discovered another herb yesterday, and I don't know if I'm going to pull that herb. I'm thinking about it. I don't know if I'm going to harvest it because I just made a half gallon. Yeah. I just made a half gallon of the goldenrod. So I think we are good on medicine because I have other things as well. I have other tinctures already made that are going through their process right now. So I think we're pretty good. I think we're good on medicine for the fall and winter season. We're cleaning up our diets. Hey, eco neighbor. Clean up our diets, our thoughts, our circles to remove toxicity from our life. When we then feel those aches less and less. And let me tell you, that mind is a powerful thing. And if you can get your thoughts clean and clear, you're automatically going higher. You're automatically going higher. And it helps yourself mentally, physically, spiritually, but it also helps those who are around you. And you're right, cleaning up the toxicity out of our lives. We can start doing it just with gardening. Yes, the mind is everything. Love that cast iron. I definitely have to get me a cast iron um, Dutch. That's on my list. That's definitely on my list. I'm gonna get one of those. So I have had people get off high blood pressure medicine and diabetes. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, it is possible. It is possible. I didn't ever think that I would get off of medication, but just making the simple changes in life, making sure that you pay attention to, your leafy greens. Those leafy greens are like vital for me and what I need in my body. So I make sure that we take care by making sure that we keep fresh fruit and vegetables. That's why we are growing so many fruit trees. Like our Meyer lemon is loaded down and is not even fully ripe yet, but we're finding the ones that are close to ripe, and we've been using them. We've been just eating them, and we've also been making lemon water. We've been making lemonade. We've been doing, just utilizing what the earth has given us. So that's what we're doing. Uh, Walmart has them in the camping area. I have to go and look in my Walmart and see if they have some, because we do have a small camping area, but it's not a great camping area. So I may have to go. We do have a Bass Pro though, so I may have to go if Walmart does not have any at a reasonable and at a semi-reasonable price. I like the old cast iron. The older cast iron that we would find at like yard sales and things like that. I love that. And my mom actually has some of the newer cast iron, the ones that they make really pretty and colored and all of that stuff. And they are heavy. Oh my goodness. But she still has some of those, and then only have a couple of cast iron pieces, but that is definitely something that we cook in on a regular basis and want to make sure that we keep our hands on cast iron things. All right, let's see. I missed something. The mind is everything. Yes, it is. Love that cast iron. Yes. Yes, Lord, the mind. So true. Yes, yes, yes. I totally agree. Food should be our medicine, but I am not sick. Is that when there is a lot of tennis played? Again, you just need to keep going. What you grow as much, yeah. Keep using what you grow as much as possible. Yeah. That medicine isn't a cure. It stops the symptoms and causes other issues. Have to take more. Yeah, yeah. Eat what you grow. That's the key. If we can eat what we grow, then we can avoid a lot of things. Yes, love notes. I will be working on stevia plant. Yes, I have got to have some stevia plants. Miss Anita News. I don't know why I just want to call you by your middle name. Does everybody else call you your middle name? Because I'm like feeling the Anita. I'm just playing. I'm just silly sometimes. I'll be working on the stevia plants in the spring. My soul twin, Siku, has diabetes. I watch his diet and exercise and have reduced his insulin injections. That's a beautiful thing. They had a sale one day, and this lady was getting the pans and griddles for $5. She gifted me with 2. Oh my goodness. See, I'll be missing out. I don't be in the store enough. Gardening with Joy said, I'm 57 and feel pretty good. Look at you. God bless you. That's a beautiful thing. White sugar is a huge problem. Huge problem. Huge problem. Yes, it is. And my body tells me. I like the pure cane sugar much, much better than the one that just been stripped. Like my body tells me immediately. I start itching. I have all kinds of stuff going on if I have just that stripped white sugar. Had serious back injury. They recommend surgery. Spine. Weights only weigh 5 pounds, and the weight was causing more issues. Wow. Wow. Good thing you're eating out of the you're eating what you grow, love notes. That's huge. Hey, TT's Urban Pantry, how are you? We are actually we're winding down now at this point. So I'm going to go and make some lunch. And I don't know if my husband's coming through. So I'm going to go ahead and make some lunch for today. So guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you all coming in and having this time with me. Haven't had any more problems with it. That's a blessing. That's a blessing, love notes. So thank you all so much, and make sure that you are taking care of each other. Spread love as much as possible because we need all that we can possibly get, and make sure that you keep on growing. God bless you all. Love you guys, and talk to you later. Take care.